Hey guys, I'm Janet on occasion, and today we're on the Total War Warhammer II Battle Replay. So this one is actually from the Warpstone Cup, if you don't know what that is. Yeah, Italian Spartacus started doing Flash tournaments, and he's calling them the Warpstone Cup, which is a lot of fun. So I played in one of them the other day, and you should go to his channel, go check it out. It was, yeah, some fun matches. So in this one, this is one of the final best of 5 against Dahv players. And here I'm playing Dark Elves against his Chaos. So I've got Dread Spears, Hargneth Executioners, more Dread Spears, and I have the Hellebrenai for some nice poison, which is good. So plenty of anti-large and good melee defense. But then I've got the Hargneth Executioners that could just kill basically anything. Just huge anti-infantry and armor piercing. Very useful units indeed. Good killers. Also, I have some Dark Shards, so good armor piercing if there are more chosen and things like that. It's going to be useful to have some cheap armor piercing. And also, I want something a bit ranged to be able to chase off sort of Marauder, Horseman and things like that. I need some ranged pressure. But I also have the Raven Heralds, so these guys are a lot of fun. So armor-piercing missiles, very good weapon, you know, missile strength as well. I really like them, and I think against Chaos, who don't tend to have a lot of good ranged options, I can keep these guys out of the way pretty well. Also, not a huge amount of flying options, and even if they do have a load of flyers, 105 speed is gigantic, so these guys should be able to keep the distance. So I think it'll be pretty useful just to keep perpetual damage on something, and they won't really be able to catch it. So pretty cool. Also, I have 2 Cold One Knights, need some decent anti-large and armor piercing. So Cold One Knights are a good solution for that, so I have 2 of them. And I also have Sinesh's Harvesters. So what I really enjoy doing with Dark Elves against Chaos is basically just doubling up on Soul Stealer. So here you can see they have a free Soul Stealer, which will keep their health up, which would be nice. And also Word of Pain. So Word of Pain will let anything win a duel against anything else. That minus 44 melee attack is just huge. That's massive. That is such a huge debuff. And it lasts for 40 seconds, which is just a crazy amount of time. So yeah, really helps in dueling scenarios. And Soul Stealer, they're able to get the health back. And Soul Stealer is great against single models. And frankly, Chaos has a lot of strength wrapped up in their single models. So, you know, Shaggoths and such. And also, like I said, I was doubling up on Soul Stealer. Malekith also has it. So Malekith here, if we take a quick look at him, you can see he has his Gaze of Malice, he's got Stand Your Ground, but he's also got Soul Stealer. I've got Word of Pain again, just to help completely just decimate their melee attack on any of their big, stompy units, because they tend to rely on, you know, very few things to do all the damage. So against Chaos, this is beautiful. Also, I have a Chill Wind to slow things down, which is very nice. And also Power of Darkness, try and get some more Winds of Magic back. I always forget to use this, it's very annoying, but anyway. So, all pretty good stuff, I think. Oh, also, Witch Elves. How could I not mention the Witch Elves? I also have some Witch Elves. Being able to rampage something is huge. And then you can capitalize and jump on top of it with Cold One Knights, or, you know, shoot at it with Dark Shards. They're just a great defensive unit. So, I absolutely love the Witch Elves for that. And also, they can cleave through infantry pretty damn well. So, if he does go with a horde of Marauders, the Witch Elves will kill them all day. So, that should be fun. So, Dahv here. He has gone with a lot of skirmish cav. He has 3, oh actually nope, nope, those are Marauder Horsemen, these are Marauder Horsemasters, so a bit of a mix. And also over here he has more Horsemasters and more Horsemen. So a lot of missiles that are going to be coming in and doing damage, which is very irritating for me, but that's a lot of expense. And also 2 Shaggoths. Suddenly that is a heck of a lot more expense, so his front line is mostly Marauders, as you can see here. A lot of Marauders, so they're not really going to do a whole lot. He does a couple Warhounds of Poison. Obviously the 2 Shaggoths are going to, you know, really hit things very hard, but that's where Word of Pain comes in. Also, he has Sartorial. Sartorial, great spells. All he's bothered to bring is Final Transmutation. He just wants to go all in with that. Because, frankly, small and elite units, also a bit of a staple for Dark Elves as well. You know, things like the Hargneth Executioners, you know, their Lords, being able to hit them with something big like a Final Transmutation definitely helps. So we can speed things up and see how it goes. So I'm trying to posture up on this hill, bit of a defensive formation. Obviously missiles coming in the back. I don't really have enough sort of spears to go around to deflect all this stuff, so it's a bit irritating. I'm trying to shoot at them a bit with the Dark Shards, but I'm never really going to hit them, because he's going to keep moving. Because of course these guys can fire while moving, so he can just dip in and out as much as he wants. So that's very annoying. Very irritating indeed. Sartorial, he's probing. But here I realise I want to move up closer, because I want to catch some of this stuff out, because I can't just sit here and let him waste all of his ammo. That would just be, well, just waste really. Yeah, that wouldn't do at all. Not going to let him soften me up. So, Sartorial, he's moving back again. The Raven Heralds, the Dark Shards, trying to scare this stuff off, but I'm trying to keep the Raven Heralds away from any of these missile cav, because they are a bit fragile, so I want to make sure that they stay alive. But here you can see, my Dread Spears are actually taking a fair bit of damage, which is very annoying. So here I do chase a little bit with Sinesh's Harvesters, knowing that I can pull back and, you know, avoid some of the volley. But they are getting hit a bit. It's kind of annoying. I could do with them not being hit, to be honest. Snash's Harvesters are very good, and I don't want them killed by bloody missile cav. And they still have plenty more ammunition. They are getting through my Dread Spears here. So, I've got my Dark Shards. Slightly more valuable target. I was hoping he'd go for them, honestly. So here, Snash's Harvesters are going to charge in again. So here, I'm basically trying to leave areas open. So that way, if he does get cocky, he can dive in and hopefully I can capitalise. So, as you can see, Raven Heralds had taken a fair bit of damage there. Trying to get some shots onto these guys. But I just can't. I can't really do much about this. It's very annoying. It's very annoying indeed. So, Dahv, you see, he's posturing up more. He's trying to get more of a surround on me. So, I'm going to charge off over here. Yep, that's what I'm doing. So, Malekith is charging in. And, yep, fighting a Shaggoth, you know, doesn't seem the wisest thing in the world to do, but that's fine. So, here, I'm going to charge him. Malekith, he is under attack a bit, but he can take the odd hit, because I have Soul Stealers, he can get his health back. And here, Word of Pain. Unfortunately, though, he is running away, which is very sad. But, got rid of those hounds, they've been completely wiped out. Over here, though, my Spearmen have been completely wiped out, and he's going to start catching things like the Dark Shards here, which is annoying. So I've pulled everything a bit further this way. My Hargath Executioners, I've just got them charging the front line, they can just kill all this stuff all day. And now the Helleber and I are under attack, Cold One Knights are charging in to try and capitalise. And also, Snash's Harvesters are charging in. But of course, South Oriel does have magic attacks, which is going to hurt quite a bit. So I hit them with the Soul Stealer, which I believe is the Snash's Harvester's Soul Stealer. And I think he goes and hits me with a... What's he hit me with? Final Transmutation. There we go. That's fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, guys. It's fine. So over here, Malekith is coming back. That Shaggoth is busy. The other Shaggoth is charged in here. So, Shaggoth and a Turkey and Chaos Warhounds. Thing is, not a huge amount in the way of sort of flak. You know, he doesn't have a lot of sort of reliable infantry that he can have these guys fighting within. So, once they get bogged down, they're going to be getting hit from all sides. So, I send Malekith straight in. Not a problem. Here, the Shaggoth is trying to get surround on the Hargath Executioners, but honestly, these Horsemasters charging into the Executioners like this, I'm not sure I would have bothered. They're going to get killed pretty quickly. So, Cold One Knights did get broken. These Cold One Knights chased away these guys for a bit, because I didn't want them supporting in this fight. And now, South Oriel is actually rampaged, so he can't use any spells now. Here, I use a Chill Wind to slow these guys down, so they stay in the fight longer, and I charge in with my Cold One Knights. So, that's going to be nice. Get rid of them nice and quickly. And now the Shaggoth has also managed to rampage as well, which is pretty good. Cold One Knights, they're going to be charging in, trying to deal with these Shaggoths. I've got Dark Shards that are totally safe. The Raven Herald's totally safe, so I'm just shooting at what I want. And now, basically all the infantry is gone, so suddenly these guys are fighting my entire army. So cavalry is trying to get in here, but... I mean, they can't really risk getting in, and they are running low on ammunition now. So here, use a Gaze of Malice, try and slow these guys down a bit. My Executioners are going to come in here and murder them. Because, frankly, you know, the Executioners can kill these guys nice and quickly, and I want to make sure that all of my anti-large is fighting these expensive units. You see, South Oriel is nearly dead. I used a Word of Pain on him, so he can't really do anything. I used the odd Word of Pain on the Shaggoths as well, but you see, Malekith is having a fine time. There are so many other units here, the Shaggoths just can't prioritise the thing that they want to hit. So that's pretty great for me. So South Oriel is really hurt. All these Marauders are now rampaged, so they're just going to sit here getting killed by the cheap Spearmen. So that's rather nice. So Stand or Die has been used. Amazingly, South Oriel did stop rampaging. So now I'm after the Shaggoth. But I've got Cold One Knights that can chase him, so that's good news. And my Hargath Executioners are just going to wrap up any of this stuff pretty easily. Nothing really has the AP to hurt the Hargath Executioners with 100 armor. And, you know, pretty good melee defense at 34. They're more killers, though, but they will kill this stuff pretty well. So you can see South Oriel, he's trying to go from ranged unit to ranged unit, knowing that they're just going to keep shooting the Shaggoth, which has rampaged again. So Malekith has gotten out of here, and he has actually taken a bit of damage trying to get out of that fight. But he's going to start trying to hunt down South Oriel. And here, yeah, he's got some other, you know, Marauders and things, shooting stuff. Doesn't really matter. Once I take out these big guys, there's not really a lot he can do. So here you can see South Oriel is trying to run away, but I'm chasing him down. And it's at that point, there we go, that Dahv calls it a day. He knows he doesn't have the strength left to kill my army, so he calls it. So, Pyrrhic victory. So, I think with this one, I think the builds mattered a fair bit. I think my build, I mean, sure, I didn't really have a lot to sort of counter all those sort of horsemen, but Dahv had such a flimsy front line that once I got rid of these guys, you know, he had no choice but to charge in the big monsters, and then they got surrounded, you know? You need something that can anchor that front line, so these guys don't get caught out on their own. Because especially against the Dark Elves, it's a problem, because of Witch Elves. If anything rampages, it's stuck, and it's going to get killed with, you know, really cheap stuff, because I've got a load of cheap anti-large, so all these dread spears are going to do a ton of work to these shaggers. You know, a word of pain means they're not really going to be able to fight back, and they're going to take a load of damage that they could have otherwise avoided if they had, you know, more of a front line. So I think that's where he failed a bit. You got to have a good enough front line, I think, to keep these guys safe. Certainly against the Dark Elves, anyway. Other factions, you can get away with it, you know, because these guys have such good mass, you can just charge in and out. But when you've got such deadly armor-piercing, you know, missile units like this, you know, really good anti-large of the Cold One Knights, good cheap anti-large of these guys, and you can pin them in place with Witch Elves. It's just too many things that just stack on top of, you know, just tough targets like this, and they just can't withstand it. Especially with great spells like Soul Stealer from Malekith and Slash's Harvesters, they're great for killing units like this. So it makes it pretty tough, you know. I think a more solid front line can often help. But it's definitely a bit of an iffy matchup for Warriors of Chaos, I think. There's a lot of ways that Dark Elves can go. You know, if you try and bring a load of armor piercing to deal with things like Harganeth Executioners, they might end up bringing a load of Sisters of Slaughter, so you end up doing less damage. You know, because armor piercing units tend to do less damage than their non-armor piercing counterparts. It's just more of it is, you know, you can't avoid it. But against unarmored things, it's not the armor that keeps them alive, so suddenly you've wasted your money. And that's what Dark Elves can do now. They have elite units that are unarmored and elite units that are armored, so it's impossible to tell how, you know, a build is going to go. So it's very difficult. You really need a panacea to deal with the Dark Elves, and there's no such thing. So it can be really tough. But anyway, so that was a lot of fun. So guys, be sure to check out the tournament on Italian Spartacus' channel. Hopefully there'll be a link. Hopefully I'll remember that. And obviously go check out Dahv Plays as well. So guys, if you enjoyed this, please do comment, like, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Have a good day, guys.